what do we have here? Oh yes, Petrolbox. Perfect. Alright, before we get into this video, Petrolbox came in the mail today, so let's open this up, see what's inside here. Then we can get into my thoughts and my review on the new Fast and Furious movie. Let's open this up first. Alright. Ooh, black tissue paper this time. Another thank you card. So once again, the little thank you card. Contents list on the back. Let's go through. Black tissue paper. First things first, Petrolbox Ride of the Month. Looks like Darren High-Rose. Nice little Audi wagon. Get that in focus for you, Darren. There you go. Nice looking ride. Actually wouldn't mind one of those. Next up. This is actually pretty cool. Frappers exclusive air freshener, fresh apple. But it's a air freshener. Bride replica seat, or bride seat. That's pretty cool. It's a little different than normal. Let's see. Sticker EUEX. I'm not quite sure what that's for. I'm sure I'll find out soon. Let's go. Looks like a shirt. Far from stock. Eat. Let's see. Let's just open it up. Looks like it's far from stock. It says eat, sleep, modify. So that is pretty cool. I guess I'm not sure if I've heard of far from stock before. That's a cool little shirt. Simple design. Black t-shirt. For those of you that care. Tagless. No logo on the back. So that's pretty cool. There's my t-shirts. Now. Ooh. Hide chew green apple. That's actually pretty cool. I'm gonna eat that now. Ooh. So, looks like we got ourselves another detailing product. So this is pretty cool to get a shirt and a detailing product. Surf City Garage. Let's see. Dash Away. Interior detailer. Works great on any surface. Powerful, quick, safe. Leather, vinyl, fabric, carpet, plastic. No greasy oil residue. So, there you go. That's pretty cool. Nice little bottle of this. 8-ounce bottle of this. Along with that, looks like we got a nice big microfiber cloth from Kirkland Signature line. That's pretty cool. Definitely very nice little microfiber there. Ooh, looks like another wheel coaster. 112 wheel coaster. So this is actually pretty cool. Can't remember if this is the exact same one we got in the previous box or not. Looks like it's probably a little different. But this is actually pretty cool. Use this at work actually for my coffee in the morning. That's awesome. Let's see what else. Well, that's actually pretty cool. This is a Williams. Let's see if we can get you in there. This is a Williams 1/4-inch drive screwdriver socket, or screwdriver handle. So this is actually pretty cool. So this is, instead of using a ratchet or that, you can use this, which on some of the parts, actually this would probably be a heck of a lot easier once they're broke loose, that is. So this is actually pretty cool. So this is awesome. I know usually there's, it's either tools or clothing, but this one has tool, detailing product, and clothing. So that is awesome. All this for, I think, what is it, $35 maybe? Not to mention sticker. Nice little air freshener. And then Darren, I will make sure to put your magnet right next to the other Petrolbox rides of the months. But yeah, that is the Petrolbox for April. If you do like Petrolbox, I'll put a link in the description below as far as a referral code. So if you do like it, want to try it you can just sign up for a month. You can have a recurring subscription, all up to you. If you do, make sure to use that code. Now that is on to the review. Alright, so this past weekend my wife and I were lucky enough, we got a babysitter, so we had a little date night. So on opening Saturday for Fast and Furious 8, or is it The Fate of the Furious, or Fast and Furious 8? The Fate of the Furious, whatever you want to call it. We were able to go and see that on, yeah, like I said, the Saturday, the opening weekend. So that was awesome for us. So before I start this review, let me just say that I am a big fan of the original Fast and Furious, or at least the original film model. You know, cars, auto racing, the family, the group like that. All of those movies were, you know, they were based on the cars, they were based on the racing, they were based on a bad guy that you were meant to like. So, and I love those movies. I always will. Save for, you know, the second one being a little, I guess, racy if you want to call it, with the Eclipse. You know, Tokyo Drift when you're drifting in Evo, and things like that. But otherwise, still love those movies. Every time they're on TV, I somehow find myself watching them. But this new generation of Fast and the Furious is not the same. Now recently, with the new types of Fast and the Furious movies, they aren't as, I guess, car focused, or they aren't, you know, along those lines of, you know, street racers and the antics that they, you know, are getting into and whatnot. But they do still have some great cars in it. And I will say, Fast and the Furious 8 used a lot of different cars that I really, really like. Now, one thing I noticed in one of the scenes was every person had a different car. And quite literally, before they even showed who was in the car, I knew who was driving every car. And that is something that I just love with this new movie. You could tell each character's personality, and part of that is from watching 8 of these movies, but you knew everyone's personality and what kind of car they would be driving. For example, when you see the Aston Martin, I'm pretty sure we all know Jason Statham's driving that car. When I saw the Chevy Corvette, the classic Corvette, I knew Letty was driving that car. But these new Fast and the Furious movies are action movies with just some cars in it. These aren't car movies, these are action movies with some cars. And as long as you go into that movie, like I did with that mindset, you will probably enjoy this movie just like I did. Now, as far as the action scenes, are some of them kind of ludicrous? Sure, but it's an action movie. That's what it's for. It's meant to suspend reality. It's meant as a getaway. It's meant to be fun, and that's what it was. Now, I will say they do use some realism. For example, when Tyrese's character is driving a Lamborghini on ice, he spins out, which is, I mean, it's realistic, but it's also funny, and given the fact that it's Tyrese's character and that's just the way he is. Now this movie, just like the 7 previous, you still have the antics in between between the two characters. You have Ludacris's character and Tyrese's character fighting over the new girl. You have Dom and Letty's love story mingled in with cars. You still have that feeling of family. You bring back The Rock and you bring back Jason Statham and how their characters interact. So this movie, while it's not as based around family, I guess, as the first one, that family is still there. There is still the obligatory, you know, family dinner scene that they always have in all of these movies, which definitely ties back in what originally the first one is, and it's a movie about the car culture and the family that this wonderful culture has. Now, does this movie kind of go over the top, given the fact that there's a sub in the movie? Yes, but it's still an enjoyable movie as long as you're willing to suspend belief in the fact that there's a sub. Another thing that I think this movie has a great amount of, and this is perfect for every one of us that's a car person whose wife girlfriend or friends may not be as big as car people or even into these movies, and this movie has some funny scenes in it. Now these scenes are usually reserved for Tyrese's character, whether it's saying he's hungry in the second movie or in 7 with him, how he wants to make his own plan of attack or whatnot. And once again, he has those moments, like I said, him spinning out a Lamborghini on the middle of a sheet of ice was absolutely hilarious. Not to mention his interactions with, Ludacris's character and The Rock's character. He definitely does bring some nice comic relief to this movie. But the biggest surprise, and probably what got the most laughs from my wife, is Jason Statham's character. Now he has a sequence of scenes that is both, somehow they managed to fill it with action and comic relief at the same time, and it was just a great overall set of scenes for him that made my wife, I know, enjoy the movie even more. So I do have to say, overall, both my wife and I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. It was fun, it was entertaining, it had a lot of really nice cars. There was one thing that as the movie was wrapping up, I was a little uneasy about, and that is the use of the Subaru WRX STI. Now my memories of this car, of the STI in this movie, have always been of Brian driving that car, and I know really for him it was always either usually that car or a version of a GTR, as like the cars he was driving in the movie, and I really liked that. But the fact that they brought back the STI and then had a new character driving it, now he also drove a BRZ. I guess it felt a little off for me. I guess I would have preferred if they chose a different car. And as weird as this sounds from an STI WRX Subaru person, I probably would have preferred not seeing someone else drive the STI. I mean, if Fast and Furious 9 comes out and then have someone else driving a GTR, I'm gonna feel weird about that. The same way I would feel weird, and I think a lot of the viewers would feel weird, is if they wrote off Dom's character and then they brought in a new character who all of a sudden loved Dodge Chargers and that's what he drove, because really that's Dom's car. So hopefully that makes kind of some sense logically. Ultimately it didn't really affect it at all, how I felt about the movie. It just was a little sour taste I had in my mouth as we left the theater. Now I know coming up with a follow-up after Fast and Furious 7, after everything that happened with Paul Walker, it had to have been extremely difficult for both the writers, the producers, the directors to try and, how do they keep going with this series? How do they kind of not write off, Paul's character, but write him off? And really, they did that really well, and I actually think having Dom turn bad guy for a while in this movie really was a great way to have a very entertaining movie. That still was wrapped up in the whole family, still involved cars, had really good action sequences, especially between The Rock and Jason Statham. Those two have great fight scene chemistry, and then they both have just great chemistry on camera together in scenes that are just them talking as well. Those two on screen together remind me a lot of like the original Vin Diesel, Paul Walker interactions. Just the way that those two work together to make just, whether it be really high action scenes or really great comic relief scenes, just overall, those two seem to work great together. So with all that being said, I highly recommend you guys see that, with the one caveat that if you loved the first, I would say 3 to 4 Fast and the Furious movies, just go in knowing that this is not that type of movie anymore. They've switched this into a more mainstream, high revenue earning weekend, action movie that it is now. If you love action movies though, you should, and I do think you will enjoy this movie just like I have. Otherwise guys, thanks for watching this video. If you do like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And let me know your thoughts about this movie. If you've seen it already, in the comments below, let me know what your thoughts about them taking what was originally automotive-based street racer, bad guy doing good things ultimately type movie and turn it into just pretty much a blockbuster action movie that involves some cars. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below about that. Otherwise, guys, thanks again. Make sure if you do like Petrolbox, make sure to use my link in the description below to get yourself one. I believe it's about 35, 39 bucks, somewhere in there. Really not that expensive given with how much you get. Otherwise, guys, thank you for watching. I truly, truly appreciate it. Till next video, peace.